So we're here at the Caravaning Fair 2025 in Alicante. Now it's on today and runs to the 16th of February. There's some really interesting stands looking there. It's a bit smaller than the UK, but looks really great.
So, unlike the NEC, there's only actually 2 halls here. We've got the one behind me, where that's got all the things you're going to be looking for. It's got some really amazing bits and bobs in there. But we're heading straight to the other hall, where they've got the new models. So let's go and check out what the latest 2025 edition motorhomes are on offer in Spain. Now, tell you what, it really differs from the NEC, doesn't it, Gary?
Yeah, it does.
Because you can get in the vans, because there's not as many people here for a start. There's not anywhere near as many vans to look at, but at the same time you can get in them. It's really a nice pace, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. A lot of the vans are, you can touch whatever you want and look around whatever you want. Some of them have got signs like, you know, don't touch and don't sit.
Or don't let the kids touch them.
Don't let the kids touch, yeah.
That's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah. So this one's a Burstner Nexo T590G motorhome, currently on the market for €64,990. It's 6 meters long, it's 3.5 tons, so you can drive this on a normal car license, and it's on a chassis which is the Citroen 1.4 diesel engine.
IEDMT rates are based on emissions, and they vary from exempt up to 14.75%. So you've got to be careful. Let's have a quick look inside. Well, it's a pretty roomy cab with quite a large skylight. And then you've got 2 captain's chairs, obviously. Quite a roomy table. And you can see Gary sitting there, so he's got plenty of room. It's comfy, eh?
Really comfy.
Couple of cupboards at the top. 2 seats here with seat belts. And obviously there's a heater. There is a step up. Also, 1 little chair on its own here, and I would imagine that's something to do with creating the single bed, wouldn't you?
I think so, yeah. I think the cushions off that little chair come and sit on top of this table, which is lowered to create this space as a single bed.
Okay, so you've got a big double bed at the back. It's probably a king size bed easily, I would imagine. It looks quite roomy. You're going to have to get up on a ladder though in the night, because it makes room for the garage, which is underneath. You've got 3 cupboards up the top there. Quite roomy. Okay, let's have a look at this kitchen. It's a bit tighter than I would like. You've got a couple of cupboards at the top to start off with. Not too bad. Quite sturdy, to be honest. Right, in terms of cookware, you've got 2 gas rings there and a very awkward little sink, I would say. Okay, so here is the hobs and the little sink, a little square sink. Now, I would imagine that's quite awkward right next to this flame here. I wouldn't particularly like that. There is no oven, and there is some drawers here. You've got 1, 2 and a cupboard at the bottom. Yeah, it's quite a small little cupboard, but if you're putting your food in there, you're going to be having to get down on your hands and knees to get that. The fridge is okay. It's quite a nice looking fridge. Lovely brand new fridge, obviously. Okay, so here's the bathroom, and it is more of a wet room than a separate shower room, to be honest. There you go, a mirror. Very simple. There's your toilet. Okay, so it's sort of the lower end of the prices. It's going to be €64,000. You've got a nice little shelf there. It's got a massive garage though, isn't it? That is big, love.
Yeah, that's huge. That is. You usually get a couple of electric bikes in there. So this one's a Burstner Campio C600. 4 berth. There's 2 beds in the back, and then it's got a raised roof here, you can see, and there's another 2 beds up here.
What's the specs on this one, Gary?
So on this one, it's 6 meters long, it's 2.6 meters tall and 2 meters wide. It's on another Citroen 1.4 litre diesel engine, and it's 3.5 tons, which means anyone with a normal driving license can drive it.
How much is this one on for?
So this one's on for €63,990.
Good grief. You can see at the front it's quite roomy for Gary, and actually you're 6'2" and can stand here, can't you?
Yeah, it's quite easy actually.
So we got a little table here. Again, there are seat belts, I believe.
Yes, 4.
Here's the kitchen. You've got exactly the same setup as the motorhome, really, to be honest. You've got the 2 hob system, and then you've got the little square sink. I don't know how awkward that would be to wash right next to where you're cooking, but some very nice tidy drawing here. Let's have a look. That's nice. That is quite nice, and it's very roomy. Get a few pieces in there. This must be your fridge. Actually, your fridge is on the side as you step in. It's a little bit smaller than some of the fridges, but it's still plenty of room. The little bathroom. So it's a very small shower room, a wet room. You'll see the curtain is here. Lots of cupboard space at the top, interestingly enough. Fairly decent sized sink. You've got a mirror in there. There's not much cupboard space down here. There's your toilet, and here's obviously your shower. Little tiny window for your condensation, but your cupboards are really around the top. You can get your toiletries in there, no problem. There's a light here as well. Here's your bed and storage area here. So you would get quite a lot under here, I would imagine. Some of your bikes or scooters. And then there's a bed here that I imagine turns into a good sized double bed. And then there is a couple more lockers up at the top here. We're at the Dethleff section, and a couple of these have already been reserved, so we can't have a look in them, but there's one here at 69,990. Let's go and have a look at that. Start with the garage. Good grief, that's enormous. There's not much you couldn't fit in there, is there, Gary?
Not much.
It's got a great big shelf area there as well. I really like this motorhome. I'm going to have to show you it, but I think if I was in the market for a brand new motorhome, I might be seriously looking at this one. Let me show you. Let's start with the front. It's absolutely beautifully roomy. You've got two captain's chairs, as you would expect. A very comfortable side seat here. Nice rounded edge table there as well, and two seats with seat belts there. It's got the drop down bed and LED lighting by the look of it, and a couple of cabinets just above there. But there is also some shelving room and space up there. As you look down the motorhome from the cab, you can see that you've got a fantastic bedroom straight through there. There's a couple of nice sized cupboards up above the bed. There's a bit of like detail and trim. It looks quite attractive. There's a good bit of shelving actually, and a window either side. So it's very bright in here. It's a climb up situation, but they look like quite sturdy steps. So what that means is you could have twin beds, Gary, by the look of it, or I think it might actually be twin beds, or you can just have it as one giant super king bed. I like this touch because they've got a separate shower here to the toilet. So the shower room is very nice and plush. There's plenty of room. It's got a little wooden floorboard there. Despite having a separate shower, you have got quite a roomy little toilet. Obviously it's a Thetford there. We've got a nice sized sink. It's not too small. Nice little detail there, a couple of cup holders. I thought initially the mirror was a cupboard, but it isn't. But you do have some shelving up here, and then down below you have plenty of cupboard space here for your toiletries. Thought of the extras, look, there's even a little toilet roll holder on it. That's handy. You need to step down from the bedroom into the kitchen, and the kitchen is a little curved unit. It's a 2-ring gas hob, and then a nice little circular sink. There isn't an oven, so that's for me. I'm a bit old school, I like an oven. So in terms of cupboard space, you've got one double cupboard here that opens. It's okay, it's quite roomy, but I wouldn't be able to reach up the back there. Cupboards under the sink, you've got 2 shelves there and a bin. That's okay. And then you've got a couple of shelves and drawers here. I mean, they're quite big, to be honest. And that's a nice one for your knives and forks and your cutlery and everything. And that's quite a big roomy one. You could put your tins in, no problem. Fridge is quite roomy, isn't it? Let's have a little look. I mean, it's quite large. Oh, it looks amazing. It's a really nice sized fridge. And then that must be a freezer box up the top there. A nice van. It's definitely a nice van. You've got your drop down, obviously, so it is a lovely van. But the kitchen's tight and there isn't really much room to cook, I would say. But I do really think this is a beautiful van.
It is nice, isn't it?
We've just had a quick look at that Just Camp one there. However, it didn't have the model details in there and we can't find the guy. This one here is on at $69.90. It also says Just Camp, but it's got a few more interesting bits written inside. So what's the details it's provided?
So this one is a Just Camp T7052. Now the main difference between this one and the last one is that rear bed setup. The last one had the option of 2 single beds, which you could make into a double. This is just a pure double bed at the back there. It's 7.4 meters long. It's on a Fiat Ducato 1.4 diesel engine and it's 3.5 tons. So again, you can drive this with a normal license.
Yeah, pretty much the same as what we've just looked at there. Same kitchen layout, same setup with the shower. However, the shower door looks very different. I think I might have preferred the other one. You can see through into this one a little bit. Oh gosh, be a little bit like Tales of the Unexpected, where you had that woman like dancing by the flame. You could see yourself in there, couldn't you? I'm not sure about that. But this is nice. I think the bed's a bit smaller here, love, but the beauty of the bed being a bit smaller is you've got some storage and space by the side of you as well, and you're stepping up onto it. Yeah, that's quite nice. Toilet is exactly the same. Realise that you can actually close off the bedroom there as well, so it does give you a couple of spaces, doesn't it? Oh, now we're talking. We've got the Dethleff A-Class here, and this looks fantastic. We're going to have a look in this, and this is up at 99,990 euros with a 10,000 euro deduction. Extremely excited to look into this. Now, I don't think I could ever afford this at the moment, but look at the size of those windows. Very nice and roomy. She's absolutely beautiful on the outside. Big garage as you would expect. Plenty of room in there. Okay, Gary's taken a nice comfy looking seat. So how many berths is this one, Gary?
This is 4 berths, so 2 up above the driver and passenger seat here.
Yeah.
And then 2 at the back.
Yeah, we'll show you the bedroom in a second. So how long is this one, hun?
This one's 7.4 metres.
And what's the spec on this? Do we know?
Yeah, so it's 3.5 tons again. So again, you can drive this on a normal car licence.
Okay.
It's on a Fiat Ducato chassis.
Yep.
It's quite tall though. It's 3 metres tall, which is quite tall for a van.
Chairs seem to move forward so that you can bring your bed down. Is that right, love?
Yeah, they need to go forward so that that comes down flat.
So would you have to do that every night when you went to go to bed?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's L-shaped seating, which is quite comfortable. It's quite a large table, isn't it? Mm. Here's the kitchen. Actually, it's a bit of a replica of what we've looked at really so far. You know, you've got your sink here and you've got your hobs. I'm expecting that to be a 2-ring. Yeah, it's exactly the same. You seem to have your power switches there. It's got a nice sort of detail. It's quite modern finish on it. Very nice sized cupboards. It's got a shelf and then 2 extra bits. Got a couple of cupboards around here. One there, and then you've got one above where Gary's sitting. Oh, and look, what's this here? I mean, this is quite interesting, Gary. That looks...
That's all the controls up there.
Is that your solar panel stuff?
Yeah.
It's a pretty full-size fridge again on this one, isn't it? Yeah. That's quite large, that. It's the bedroom. It's a little, maybe a little bit more plusher. It's got some cupboards all the way around the walls. It's got your big bed. It's got the ability to be 2 single beds as well. You've got your steps underneath there. And again, they've got the shower on the side. This one's a bit like Las Vegas. Plenty of side lighting, to be honest. It's quite roomy, quite modern, and a little tiny skylight at the top. So this one's called the Dethleff Trend, isn't it?
Yeah, Dethleff Trend. So it's an A-class.
So I'm sitting on the little L-shaped thing. I'm not being funny. The seating is really skinny at the end. It's not just because I've got a big bum or anything. It is actually genuinely quite skinny. And I do not like the material. I have an aversion to nylon. And it feels very, very sort of scratchy and nylon-y. I couldn't buy the van for the material, love.
No.
And mind you, I like the van. I don't think I'd pay 99,000 for a van like this, if I'm honest. Okay, let's have a little look at one of the Caravans for a change. Now this one's up at 27,000 euro, isn't it?
What, 27,990.
And what, it's a Dethleff, but do we know much else about it? Has it got any specs on it?
It is 1,500 kilograms in weight.
Okay.
And it's 6.8 meters long.
Okay, it's a bit of a wow factor actually, because it sleeps 6. You can see, well, there's a bed up here, but surely you wouldn't turn that into a bed though, would you, love? No. Underneath someone, crikey. Be like it'd be like in a coffin, would it not? What a gorgeous setup this one is though. Let me touch the material. Material is far nicer, I'm going to be honest, than that A-Class. That A-Class material was awful. This is extremely roomy, and it's just a really nice family setup. I quite like this table, love. Quite like this Caravan. Hey, not bad bathroom. It's a washroom as well. But it's got a couple of cupboards and bits and pieces in. So it is a little bit small, but it's not too small. Far from it. It's your kitchen. So again, I think we're looking at a sink here. It's quite a long sink. And then, oh, it's a 3 gas ring hob this time. Okay. And then we've got some nice drawers here. Wow. That's quite a big drawer, isn't it? And how many are there? There's 3 of them. So you would store quite a bit in here. Fridge again as well. That's lovely, that. So here's 2 other beds. So you've got a bunk bed here. Now, I'm a bit confused as to how it sleeps 6, but I think you must be turning that into a bed with that on top. So it must be like an adult's bunk bed, Gary. This storage here as well, there's like a wardrobe. This is pretty nice actually. I would say though, it feels a little bit flimsy. So you know, the materials don't feel super solid. I do like the fabric in here though. It's much nicer than the really expensive A-Class, if I'm honest. Right, there's a nice range of Benimars here, so we're going to have a bit of a look. What we have noticed is that they're including the prices of the taxes. So what you're seeing on the price is what you're going to be paying. Oh, let's start with this little cutie. Now it's a 4-berth, isn't it, Gary?
Yes, and it's just under 6 metres long.
For some reason, this looks shorter than 6 metres to me. It looks tiny, but it's quite cute. But it's €81,000. It's actually a lot more spacious than I thought, don't you think?
It's like a TARDIS in here.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Very nice seating, I would say. Although, again, I'm not keen on the material. No, it's got that sort of nylon in it.
This one's a T481 model. Okay,
so nice captain's chairs, as you would expect. It's also got the L-shaped lounge with this seat here. And this could seat 6 for dinner, to be honest. Maybe not 6 the size of us, Gary, but 6 people nonetheless. There's a nice little bit of storage up the top here, and it's very roomy, and there is a double bed right above my head. It's nice. It has got a very nice end kitchen here. Let's see what the cooking situation is. 2 rings on the gas and a little round sink. A little bit of work surface. I think there's been a lot of lacking in work surface from what we've seen so far. And then all your cupboards are underneath here. There's a side one here. This looks quite interesting. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's nice. We've got one similar to that in our very old van, but we love that. And here we go. Here's the fridge. Oh, she's quite big actually. Lovely size fridge. Looks like a chiller box there. And then a cupboard again at the top. So quite good storage for something you're not using too often. And these cupboards just simply push out. Yeah, they're all right. I mean, it's got a bit of room here. But the only thing is when you're cooking and then you've got a door handle like this right behind you for the bathroom, it's a little bit annoying. So when that door opens, you can't really be in the way. This is a really quite plush shower room, to be honest. Here we go. And then you've got a little door there that you pull to. It's very roomy. Oh, and the throne, the toilet, seems quite high. It's on a little plinth. Not sure why, but then you've got quite a modern looking sink. I'm not sure how practical these sinks are. They're always small, aren't they? But it's quite nice. It's fairly deep. A good little piece of cupboard space underneath for your toilet rolls into that. And there's also a really nice cupboard here. And then they've put a nice little touch here, a couple of hooks and a toilet roll holder there. Got another cupboard. It's housing, well, at the moment it seems to be housing some cushions, but it has a hanger rail. Then underneath it's a little bit more of a roomy one, and it's got a ladder stored in there. I don't really know what to make of this one, do you, Gary? I mean, it feels really small, but at the same time it's really roomy here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because it's got this open plan, well, the whole thing is open plan.
And it's quite high, isn't it?
And it's quite high. It feels bigger inside than it looks outside, but once you actually sit inside it and you realise the limitations of such a short van, then you understand why.
I don't like the lighting. The lighting are really bright LED lights. It's honestly, it's like a runway in here.
Okay, so this is a Benimar Tessero T463 Up. It sleeps 5. It's on a Ford chassis and it's 7.45 metres long. So
look at the size of the garage. Nice big roomy garage, isn't it? As your door's got a bin on the bottom. You look into it, there's like a little bookshelf here. That's quite a sweet little touch. And it's this sort of layout here. You've got your kitchen there. One of those little tiny kitchens again, with cupboards at the top and tons of LED lighting. In terms of 5-berth, the reasons it's 5-berth, you've got a drop-down bed for a start. And then you've got this piece here, which turns into a single bed. It's quite roomy, I think, anyway. A square sink here. And again, I suspect this is 2. Yeah, it's a 2-ring gas hob there. No oven again. Since ovens are out of fashion. There you go. There's a nice drawer for your cutlery. And then there's another cupboard under here. Bit awkward to get into, to be honest. And then there's another cupboard up here. Your only other cupboard by the side of this. So not really tons of kitchen space. He's saying he reckons that the single bed goes across there, you reckon, love?
The table lowers.
Yeah.
This pulls out. And then
Okay.
and then these cushions, I think, go down to fill the gaps. So it's like a 3/4 double bed. So it's bigger than a single, but it's not quite a double.
It's twin room in here. Yeah, so you've got good size beds, to be honest. And you've got a couple of cupboards up the top and a mirror that runs along the top. So if you like a mirror in your bedroom, you're all right. A bit like Dolly Parton, she's got one in her RV. Yeah. Right, now let's have a look at the bathroom. Bathroom's okay. Here's the toilet, and then you've got a little shower room the other side. Not bad. I do notice with the toilet though, it looks like it closes with one of these. So the material on that feels a bit annoying. But I suppose it saves you having to open out a door. So what you lose in one way, you gain in another. And the same situation with your shower here. It's one of those fold out doors. Crikey, I'd have that broken in a day. Anyway, nice size van for a small family, I suppose, really. Yeah, it's okay. So all the prices do include taxes, etc. And some of these have already been sold. That one's been sold over in the corner there. And here we go. We've got some A classes along here. We'll have a look at an A class in a minute. This one here, 85,720 euros. 5 berth, 6 beds and 6 dinner places. Just over 7 meters long, so fairly long. And it's the Sport S346. It's not open. It does look like it's got a garage. Different layout from some of the ones that we've seen, actually. So the bed's on top of your cab there. Okay, this is quite nice, and the material on the chairs is pretty decent as well. So the cab itself is almost in its own sphere. It's got the chairs behind it. It looks quite comfortable here. Still plenty of space. But then you've got your bed up the top there. If you look down the motorhome from the cab, you've got a really nice dinette, actually. Lovely table, and you've got a couple of seat belts there. There you go, a row full of cupboards up the top there. Your kitchen cupboards at the top, and then your kitchen layout. Again, not masses of work surface. And then you've got a nice full fridge there, and a beds at the back. And I think that's a double. And a couple of cupboards up the top, again with the mirrors in the bedroom. I do like these showers, they're good. Lovely shower room again, very pretty. And a nice toilet area. There's enough cupboard space, it's well lit. It's pretty nice. There's a huge wardrobe just there, so you could fit all your clothes in. It's okay, it's not bad at all. Let's see what the cupboards look like inside. Okay, they're just one big massive cupboard, not a shelf in there. Might benefit from a shelf. Oh, that one's got a shelf. That's a bit easier. So let's have a look at this Benimar A class and see what 98,000 euros is going to get you. Well, I can see already that it's got a garage, but what's the specs, Gary? What have you seen?
So this one's 7 meters long.
Yeah.
160 horsepower on a Fiat chassis.
Okay.
So it's not
Is
bad.
it a Fiat Ducato chassis?
It's a Fiat Ducato chassis, yeah. Sleeps 5.
Okay.
And it's got 5 seat belts.
Nice, really nice step up actually into it. Oh, okay, so we've got the pull down bed, the drop down bed. It's got the runway lights again. Lovely seats though, Gary. They look very comfortable. So Gary's having a little seat and it is very roomy. That's a nice touch. I like that there. Yeah, very nice touch. The material's lovely. Feels quite luxurious in here, to be fair. And then you've got a couple of cupboards up the top here. And then you've got 2 cupboards here actually, which I think are quite useful. So looking from the table and chairs, you've got a kitchenette here. And it's I noticed that the sink's quite far back, and so is the cooking area. Oh, this is an interesting layout, because what you've got is you've got kind of like a preparation area before the sink and before the hob. I'm not sure if I like that, because you're kind of having to lean over to those areas. But in some ways, half the time you're always looking for somewhere to put things, like to plate up or whatever. It's okay, but again, no oven, and I realise that seems to be the thing these days, but I do like having an oven in my motorhome. Here we go, what's the bedding situation? So there's a bed here, that's a single bed, Gary, in the garage area. Cupboards. And then there's a big cupboard here. Wow, that's quite a big cupboard space in there. Freezer box there, look. That's good, isn't it? And then you've got your fridge here. It's a bit smaller than some of the ones we've been looking at, but you know what, it is ample. Bathroom's quite nice, very plush looking shower area. There you go. And then really nice little sink actually. Some cupboards up there. Some cup holders there for your toothbrushes or whatever. And again, the toilet's on a bit of a throne. So it's a step up. I think that might be a bit awkward. I don't know. What do you think? Have you got one? Is it awkward? Okay, so you know that shelving that I said, oh, that's handy. I've just clonked my bank on it. So I would say, as soon as you sit down, you hit your back on it. That's a slight design flaw.
After all.
You know, I'm not sure about that. It is quite comfortable, but for me, I don't think that this would be enough room for us in some ways, Gary. The kitchen's just not right for me. Again, call me old-fashioned, but I like an oven. Yeah. If you've got a nice healthy budget, this one's going up for €106,000, 725. And what's the specs on this, love?
So this one's an Amphitryon A990. So it's 7.37 centimetres long. So no, but 7.3, meters long.
It's only got 3 chairs and 4 berths.
Yeah, only sleeps 4.
Okay, I think I quite like this. It definitely feels more roomier from the kitchen. What does the cab seats feel like?
Oh, these chairs are quite comfy actually.
Yeah, they look nice.
And it's on a Fiat chassis as well. So
a Fiat chassis. Yeah, look, they've got net curtains thrown in. Lovely. We like our nets, don't we?
We do.
Okay, so here we go. Your bed comes down right above you from the cab. Yeah. And then you've got your seating either side of this table, which obviously flips out. Very nice, comfortable looking seats. Got another one of those that you can clonk your back on, so you have to be careful. Just take a look at this lovely kitchen. It's a really nice design actually. It's got a black splashboard at the back and a nice little touch with the lighting just underneath there. A little bit of prep area. They've done the thing again where a bit of prep area at the front and you've got your sink and your hob. No oven. I just got to give it up for the ghosters. Nobody's going to have an oven these days, are they? It's an okay kitchen. But let's take a look at the bedroom. Well, nice bed. It's a double. And it's got sort of, you step up either side again. Plenty of cupboard space around you. Shower is just separate as well with its own little door. It's one of those pull doors. Shower door is like this. It's perspex, so you can see in it. So if you were trying to have a private shower, you're screwed. He seems to be under the impression that the shower might be quite nice. I'm not going to agree with him. I'm not sure I want to watch you out washing your Aries. It's your powder room. Again, it's on a plinth. I'm not feeling this plinth thing. I really would love to hear from you in the comments if you have got a toilet on a plinth. What is that like? Do you feel regal when you're on your throne or what? I don't know. I don't get it. Is it annoying? Does it bother you? Am I just reading too much into it? This is the view from the bedroom, and you close off the bedroom with this lovely door to the toilet, which kind of closes the toilet and closes the bedroom off. Do you like it, love? Do you feel quite regal in it?
I do actually like it, yeah.
I do like it. I don't know if I'd want to spend €100,000 on it, if I even had that.
I'm not sure I'd want to swap ours for this, despite it being newer and nice. I still love our van, you know. The more we see here, the more I love our van.
This really surprises me because the price of these camper vans, €81,000. It's got like the pop-up top as well. I don't know, it just seems such a lot of money to me, love. Beside it, right where the driver's seats are. So you've got obviously got 3 seats there, which is pretty much like a van, really, a transit van type thing. Here's your kitchen setup, but it does seem low. Gary, go and stand in there. You couldn't stand unless the pop-up top was up, could you?
No. I'll tell you what, and here's that bed that we couldn't find.
So that's the bed.
Well.
But I don't see how you sleep 5. It must be these chairs that turn into a double there, I would say.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this was down, how would you'd have to be bent down, would you?
There's no way I'd be able to stand up.
Okay, so look at this oven because it feels as if it's really low.
It does, I mean, God,
yeah.
That's 2 rings.
So how would you be cooking on that? Would you be having to bend down to it?
Yeah, you would. And you'd be smacking your head on there all the time. Well, I would.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is worth 81 grand. So I'm 5'2.5". Every ½ inch counts. And I break my back doing this, if I'm honest with you. I feel like I'm in a playhouse. You know, like washing up like this. And then on the hob, crikey. Right, so these are really for fit youngsters. They ain't for people in their late 50s, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be able to do this. And it's a lot of money. I'd have to take a motorhome over this if I had 81 grand. We've just seen a Concorde and we had a friend. We went into their Concorde, didn't we?
Lovely,
they're gorgeous. Let's go and have a look at the Concorde. This sort of top of the range stuff.
It looks like it's a VIP area, so we might have to...
Oh, it's a VIP area. They ain't going to let us in, are they? Here's your Concorde range. Look, this is where you can actually park a car. I think there has to be some sort of invite in here. Let's see if the guys will let us in. Wowza, I'd like to look at these. The guy's put the red cordon on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't look as if we've got any money, Gary, which, you know...
That's because we haven't,
well, I was going to say, sus to say it. I don't know if we're going to be able to show you these ones, but we really want to have a look in them, don't we?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do when the guy comes back.
Yeah, when he comes back, you know, Gary's going to get his little charm out, isn't you? Oh, no, not that. I'm going to have another look at one. This is 55,000. This is a Mercedes Marco Polo, and it says it's got 7 seat belts and sleeps 4. So, you know, this doesn't really look like anything other than a van, Gary. This is just a really nice wagon to truck around in. It ain't got nothing in it, unless it's got something up the back.
Maybe there's something in
No,
the back.
it's just a wagon. It's 55 grand. Mind you, how much is a car these days? A car's like 50 grand anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here's the Adria section, and they've got quite a few that have already been sold already. They've got a choice of motorhomes, A-classes, campervans. We're going to take a look inside one of the sort of middle range ones. It's about 92,000. What we got here, Gary? Which model is this one?
Right, so this is Adria. So this is from Slovenia.
Uh-huh.
A really sort of popular over here in Spain. But this one's the Matrix Access. So it's 7.3 meters.
Yeah.
It's on a Fiat Ducato 2.2 litre engine.
Mm-hmm.
And sleeps 4, and it's got 4 seat belts.
They're quite plush when you walk inside, Gary. And they've got a bed that drops down, obviously. There's a lot of these with the same sort of style, but it makes it look quite roomy then, doesn't it, that way?
It does that, yeah.
So the table will open out, it will flip out that way. Quite roomy seats. Have a little sit down, Gary, so you can show how big they are. Get his bag off.
Actually, they're quite comfy as well.
Yeah, they look quite comfortable, to be honest.
Right.
Don't swivel it, it says.
Yeah, don't swivel.
As you look from the seating area, you've got a very small kitchen area. Again, they've gone for the countertop with the gas hob behind. There you go, 3-ring gas hob. I quite like a 3-ring, to be honest. A square little sink. I'm not sure about that. And then here's your drawers. Let's have a look inside. They're quite deep, actually. You've got 3 there, and then you've got sort of 3 smaller ones. Oh, but they're very deep. They go quite far back. Nice shower. So there you go. You've got a ledge there that it's really useful to put a few bits and pieces on. 2 ledges, actually. That's a good shower. Here's your bedroom, and it looks a bit like a standard double to me. I'm not sure about that headboard. That must go down. Yeah, I would think that goes flat. Got a locker either side and some cupboards up the top. It's quite pretty actually in here. And here's your toilet. That's okay. Yeah, not bad at all. Nice little sink actually. There we go. Let's have a look at this cupboard. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, that cupboard's quite nice actually. 3 shelves really there. I think it's quite a lot of money. I mean, they're really quite popular, these Adrias, aren't they?
They are.
But I do think it is a lot of money. How does that open?
Okay.
Oh, it's a push. Right, okay. They've thought about where you put your TV and everything. That's what that's for, isn't it, Gary?
It is, yes.
And then you've got your fridge freezer. It's one of those quite long ones. It's quite nice, actually. So that's what the Adria looks like. She is quite attractive. Quite a roomy little garage as well. So we kind of really want to look in an Adria A-Class, don't we? Okay, this is out of our price range. So how much is it?
So this is
110.
Yeah.
And what's the spec on this one? There's the layout.
Yeah, so it's a Summit Plus 700.
And there you go. It's nearly 7.5 metres. Okay, let's have a look inside. And that's the price all inclusive, we understand. So when you get into these motorhomes that are like 110 grand, you can sort of see the designs are a little bit more plush, aren't they, honey?
They are. I'll tell you what, these seats are comfortable.
Are they?
Yeah, nice leather seats. They're lovely.
That's a nice touch. You see, they've got that side arm there.
But it doesn't come out.
But it doesn't come out, so you're not necessarily going to bang your back. Here's your little kitchen area. Although it's small, look what it's got. It's got an oven, my favourite. I suppose some people would prefer not to have the oven because they're just using the hobs really, mainly. I'm not 100% sure I like this layout, mainly because I haven't really tried it before, but yeah, it's got 3 gas hobs and the square sink again, so it's pretty similar to the other motorhome. And at the back, what they've got here is they've got the steps going up to a twin bed situation, give room for a big garage. There you go, plenty of cupboard space there, and you've got a skylight up here. It's really bright in here actually. So your shower room is just off your bedroom as well. It's quite simple, and there's just one ledge with this one. It's your toilet. It's very similar to the last one that we looked at. It's got a massive cupboard again. It's got that same cupboard. So what do you think?
I like this. It's certainly comfortable. It's not plush,
Yeah.
but it's nice.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The material is okay on the chairs, to be honest. And it feels quite roomy, doesn't it, as you stood up?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would spend 110,000 on it.
No, I'm not sure I would either.
So here's a row of Pilotes that we're going to have a quick look at as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
We've noticed that the Pilot have quite a complicated pricing system. We're not entirely sure how much it costs. I think it all rather depends on your finance plan, what you're borrowing on there. 98,000 it looks like the price for this particular one. So we're definitely in the price region of at least 100 grand here, aren't we?
Yeah, this one's a G690, so this one's 97,000.
So this is inside that Pilot. Well, look at those chairs. What do they feel like? Certainly look comfortable.
To be honest, they feel a bit faux leather, a bit pleather.
Okay. And I've got to say, your head looks very close to that bed there.
I think.
Does that push up?
I think it pushes up, yeah.
Okay, that gives you much more headroom if you were sitting down. Okay, that makes more sense. Nice seats actually, a nice cab, and it definitely is a lovely table area.
Yeah, those seats are actually leather.
Are they?
So maybe this is leather, but perhaps just because it's brand new, it's not actually been worn yet.
So there's your kitchen. It's very modern. And you've got a little splashboard there. Very nice little details, and all the cupboards then go around here. You've got the multicolour going on here. You've got the grey and the brown. So it definitely has a modern feel. A quicker look at the kitchen area. We've got 2 gas hobs here. They're quite big. Wow, that comes up really sharply. Ouch. And you've got to watch you don't catch your fingers on that. Not sure about that. This one, let's have a look at the cupboards. They're quite deep, not bad. And they've got an interesting latch. You pull it back and it opens like that. They are quite large, to be honest. So the cupboard underneath the top drawer is quite narrow to the back. So there's the back of it. It's deep but narrow. Let's have a look at this one and see if it's the same. Yeah, same sort of situation here. Hasn't gone all the way back. Okay, I don't know what to make of that. That seems rather high, that toilet. It seems really strange. So you must have to close this whole area off to go to the toilet. So here's your bathroom. You know, again, it's a modern design. It's got a little round sink. Let's have a look. Not a bad little cupboard underneath though. Okay, and obviously a mirror, and then we look like we've got another cabinet here. Oh, it's narrow, but you could put your shampoos easily and stuff like that in there. And then you go around here, you've got your shower here. There's loads of room here. There's a nice cupboard inside the toilet. It's a little bit hidden away next to the mirror. You've got a couple of shelves in there, and obviously it's got a rail to hang your bits and pieces on as well. It's got a set of drawers in it, and they are really good. That's a nice design. I like that. It's just said it's got an inbuilt sound system as well. And let's have a quick look at their fridge then. Yeah, that's nice. It's a black fridge as well. It's quite attractive. The ice box, and then a cupboard as well at the top. Oh yeah, little pan cupboard, I think. What I do notice about the chairs though, they are sort of separated. Look, they're sort of individual seating places. It's not one bench. There's a lot of seating, isn't there?
There is, yeah. I think that's to cope with the fact that the seat belts are there, and you need to have...
this must be made into another bed.
Well, I think so, because it's a 4 berth. So,
yeah. So you've got someone sleeping up there and then someone sleeping down here. Which I don't know how you cope when you're getting up and down in the night.
Yeah, because if you're there getting down, you're standing on these people here.
Yeah. Come on, if you've got one of these, tell us, how do you manage it? That's what you'd have to do in ours, in fairness, so wouldn't you? So, a slightly lower priced Pilot. We've got the Pilot Evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, Pilot Evidence on a Fiat Ducato chassis. It's an automatic one as well, this one.
Is it automatic, is it? And it's a P690D, it says. What's the price on it? 78,000.
Yeah.
I think I quite like this one, actually. Although out of our price range, again. This is a really nice looking motorhome inside again. It's quite similar to the last one, but it's slightly, I don't know, it feels a bit wider, although I'm sure it's not. There's your drop down bed again. It's huge. The kitchen is lovely, isn't it? It's very modern. They've already made it look nicer by putting a couple of touches out, and I think that's really clever if you are trying to sell a motorhome. Only 2 gas rings though, to be honest. And then you've got your square sink here again. Again, they've got the system where your whole bathroom closes off. Lots of cupboards we discovered there in the last one. It's pretty much a replica in some respects, to be honest. There you go, there's your shower. It's all the same. Pretty much the same, I think, don't you, Gary?
I do, actually. It's very similar to the last one.
So they've got a few second-hand models all the way down here. Just a selection along here. Benimar's got a price on it. So it's got 161 kilometres on the clock, and it's a 2019 model, 58,000 euros. So it has got its prices on here for this Benimar. Right, here's the inside of it. I've got to be honest, it's got a bit of a pongster, isn't it?
It's got a very damp smell, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how it could be so damp in only a few years like that though. There's your table. It's got a little tiny chip in it. It's all right. I think it's a lot of money. With such a lot of kilometres on it. Mind you, how much is 115,000? It's probably not that much. Here's your kitchen area. This is always the bit I'm more interested in. You've got your sink there, and what you got here? 3 gas rings with 2 things to lift up. I don't know about that. And then in here, oh, now this is actually, oh, this is actually quite nice. This is like a separate little bedroom. Yeah, that's quite nice. But again, those lights are, they're quite difficult if you've got light sensitivity like me. You've got a shower room here. It's quite nice. The other side, you've got the toilet. Now, the obvious sort of problem is you kind of can walk in there to the toilet. Can you close that off? I'm not sure. Yes, I shall allay any fears. You can close off the toilet with this door here that is currently sort of put together. I don't know, Gary. What do you think? The bed feels small for me.
Yeah, and me. It's a bit of a waste of space.
Got another Benimar here. It's the Mileo 242. It's up at 63,000 euros, and it's a couple of years old, so it's a 2020, 96,000 kilometres on the clock. The garage, so you know you're going to have plenty of storage space. Oh, and it's a white decor inside. This is definitely a bigger improvement from the last one, so definitely worth spending the few extra quid if you were going to get one. It's got quite a nice layout. It looks comfortable enough, to be honest. Nice table and a drop down bed. And then it's got exactly the same sort of kitchen in white. And then you've got the bedroom up the back there. It's okay. So here we are looking at the Benimar Sport 340 up. I think we got in one of them earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So this one's got 84,000 kilometres on the clock. It's a 2021 model, and there you go. You can see the price is 58,000. As you step in straight away, you've got your table and chair set up. The first thing that hits me in here, Babs, it feels really dark. I'm not sure why it feels this dark. It might just be the location that it's in, but it does feel dark. There's plenty of space, but there's a bed up there. Oh, you're going to be clambering to get up there, aren't you? Another bed at the back there, very easy to get into. And here's your kitchenette, a little round sink, 3 gas hob. Could do with a bit of a Brillo pad on it. Jeepers. Clean it up, people. Oh, God. Right, so, yeah, this is okay. Not amazing. Cupboard one side next to your fridge. Quite a modern bathroom. There you go, another loo on the plinth again. Just noticed that the hooks are in the shape of B for Benimar. It is quite a nice little touch, that, love. Oh, we found a second-hand caravan here. It's an Alfino 663 and it's up at 45,000 euros. So it's not cheap at all. What year is it? Oh, it's a 2023. So it's not particularly old. Let's have a look. Wowee, it's like an apartment. I actually think this is luxurious. At the end, you've got your bathroom closed off here. Plenty of cupboard space in there. That's lovely. Shower room's pretty big as well. So you're not really cramped in there at all. So as I look out from here, you can see how roomy it is. It's got a beautiful kitchen at the end. And like Gary says, the bed slides out when you're ready to use it to make it like full length down there. This is a very, very nice caravan. Wow. I think if we had to change up, I'm not sure we could afford a motorhome. We'd have to get... Oh, everybody hold the front page. This has got an oven. Oh, I'm feeling quite impressed with the kitchen, actually. I really do like this kitchen. Oh, this is very nice. So I've got 3 rings there in a really good location to each other. Sometimes the 4 are annoying, but a good bit of prep space there and storage area. That's okay, that sink. That's not bad at all. But this would be the piece de resistance for me. A little oven, very nice. I quite like the drawers, actually. Not sure how they pull out. I think, you unclip. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit secondhand. There's a couple of scratches and stuff, but obviously it's not in terrible condition. It's in good condition. And then you've got a massive fridge, to be honest. Look at that. That is a lovely fridge, isn't it? And a freezer at the top as well. Let's have a look at your freezer box. Open it that way. Okay, that's about the same size as ours, love. But the dining room, wow. I think that's just lovely. It's so peaceful. Oh, you know what's going to happen. I'm not going to like the material. Let me touch it. Oh, nope, I don't like the material. It's not a nice material, but that's a shame because that is a beautiful caravan. How's this for a really cute little caravan? And so this one is the Erebor Touring 560 and it's retailing at 33,515 euro. So I think it sleeps 4. We'll have a little look. Really cute. It's kind of got 4 berths over here, so you can sit down with your little table and it turns into a nice bed, I should imagine. Although I would say I'm not keen on the material. It's quite pretty and it's got loads of little cupboards all the way around. The little kitchenette is quite a little winner, to be honest. It's got a good few cupboards here, nice and easy. It's got a feel of a camper, to be honest. And there you go, two hobs, little round sink. Very modern looking top, and then you've got a little bunk bed here for the kids. It's quite sweet and I quite like how they've done this, the look of it. It's definitely gone for a camper vibe, I reckon. And then in here, what have we got in here? It's a cupboard. And then you've got your fridge and a cupboard, but it has got quite a nice little bathroom. Look at that. Look at that bathroom. That's quite sweet, isn't it? There we go, got a toilet. It's a washroom really, so you know you're going to have to shower in the toilet as well. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's quite a nice little size. So here's a Carrada CV600 and it's up at, let's have a look, 59,676. It seems to be just shy of 6 meters long and it's a 4 berth with 2 to 3 seat belts. So this camper is really almost like a motorhome in some ways. You've got a nice double bed at the back here and here's your kitchen layout and then you've got your bathroom here. Let's have a quick look here. Okay, yeah, toilet's okay. Sink's pretty good. Plenty of cupboard space at the top. That's quite nice. What I would say though is it's quite narrow in here. So you could be cooking and then somebody comes to the toilet, open the door out like that. The door actually hits the work surface. So I think that's not a good design really. It might have been better if they'd have thought about how they did a fold out door or something. It just feels really tight. It does look quite plush, I'll be honest with you, but I'm not sure about this at all for cooking. It feels a bit claustro. At the end of the day, these things aren't cheap, are they? They're quite expensive. They do look all right, and you could park it pretty much anywhere, but I wouldn't want this one. It's too tight for me. This looks like a proper off-roader, doesn't it, Gary? What have we got here? What is it?
So this one's a Hymer Grand Canyon crossover. So
right.
It's 4x4, so obviously it goes anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's 152,000 euros.
Whoa. Wooden on this one, so you can't just wander in here. But basically there's your seating area at the front. It's all right, actually. Pull out table, your kitchen. It's very similar to everything else we've seen, but obviously you'd expect it to be much better quality at that price. So you can see through it from the back here. It's quite a bit of storage here, and you can probably fit a bike or whatever here as well. But yeah, this is for people who are serious about off-roading and just want a decent, sturdy camper. We've just got to show you this tiny little Caretta. Isn't it cute? Now I say cute, but probably quite uncomfortable. Right. Offers today 22,000 euros or 20,990. I'm not quite sure what that is, what the actual price is, but let's have a little look at little tiny little thing here. So it's basically a bed. Here we go, and then there's some cupboards there as well. I'm not sure. Where do you go to the toilet? Is that not a water tank, Gary?
Might be something. Oh, it might even be a.
Is that a chemical toilet? So here's your little kitchen at the back. Now the kitchen is a very nice little setup, if I'm honest. That's quite sweet. Look at that. The way they've got the cupboards at the back. That is cute. What is that though? I don't understand it. It must be, that must be the water maybe. Is it a fridge? It's a fridge, love, probably.
Ah, yes.
It must be the fridge. Right, I don't think there's a toilet here. Oh, I don't think I could have that. Thanks for joining us at the Alicante Motorhome and Caravan Show 2025. We'll feature some of the goods for sale in an upcoming vlog where we need to replace the cassette in our motorhome. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget to drop us a like, maybe even leave us a comment, let us know what you're thinking, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching everyone, love you loads, take care, ta-ra!